Solana soldiers, this is going to be a quick update on Solana. Very nice, happy days, very nice, very nice. I told you guys about this level and it's been hit almost to the dollar. Okay, we wicked, nothing is perfect, no one can predict the market perfectly. But I told you to watch for 18,343. We came as low as 18.212 and we got a reaction over there. You can clearly see if you go to the smaller time frames and we look at that level, you will see a nice reaction that could given you an entry for a trade if you are looking for a trade. You see you broke below the 18343, you came over here and you had these candles over here, a collection of candles telling you there is a possibility. Then you had this crossover between 8 and 13 EMA and then finalized with a 21, and then they cross above the 55 EMA and you got your long signal here. You got a small dip and you continued higher. So what am I looking for Solana? That's a beautiful double bottom on the 1 minute time frame. If you take a Fibonacci retracement, I can tell you it hit a fib level for sure. Maybe because I have a lot of fib levels lined out, but yeah, we hit the golden pocket. You can't make this up. Look at that, 0.618 and 0.65 fib, and you got a reaction on that beautiful double bottom. Then you started going up, but this move up doesn't look very impulsive, but it can continue higher. It looks like 1 2 1 2, very very diagonal, as they call it, a leading diagonal or ending diagonal, whatever. We can continue higher, but we will be met by resistance on the 5 minute time frame. Let's go to the 15 minute. Sorry, I was showing you the 5 minute. Let's look at the 15. We are above the 50 EMA now. I changed the indicator. We had a big green candle, pull back, retrace to the 50, and we're getting a bounce off. Now, if you go to a higher time frame to look at where's your next point of resistance, you'll find the 50 somewhere here, 19.5, actually here, 19.3. That could be a next point of resistance. So if you come up here and you look at smaller time frame and you're on the 19.5 region, or even here you could be hitting the cloud. You start hitting the cloud at around 19.029 or even 19.304. Thursday is notorious for reversal in the market. So the market was dumping. Thursday we might pump. And listen to what I'm saying. I had this projection, but I did not spit it out in the beginning of the week. I was thinking that we could have a dump on, I think we had a pump on Monday. I expected a dump on Tuesday. We continued low on Wednesday. Now Thursday we're reversing. Actually Wednesday we had a pump also. I was thinking that this was on Ethereum and I think it might apply over here. Thursday pump, possibly Friday continuation of the pump or a holdout. I might be wrong. We might just dump today. But if Friday holds out into the weekend, you'll get some chop. Into the FOMC meeting, you'll get some crazy action. So we might pump into the FMC or pump and hold into the FOMC. I'm not sure what will happen, but I was expecting a Thursday pump because we had a Wednesday dump. And I always tell you, look at this structure. You have a quick wave move down. If you go to the 4 hourly, look at that quick move down. You might recover up to the 19.964. It's very possible to recover this dump we had here. Now, what I'm looking for Ethereum, going back to that, we had this spike down, 18,343. I'm looking carefully at the 20.75. If I'm a Solana trader, if I can get above the 20.750, then, oh yeah, if you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification, and join the free Discord where we're trying to build a community. Our numbers are still small, but we're trying to build it and get it more active. Yeah, so I give these nuggets every now and then of possible levels on the Discord, sometimes on the videos, and yeah, 18,343. I've been calling that level for a long time, months now. Whenever we get there, we get some nice reaction. Over here a few days ago, we almost kissed it, but we were above. And yesterday I was watching it and we did not touch it. The other day we came way below that and we broke the trend line. We bounced. Now we broke the trend line. The trend line coincided with the POC, so we broke, retested, and dropped down. This is on the daily time frame. 20.750 is my next zone. Let's pull some Fibonacci's over here and see if it aligns with anything. Trading is all about confluence to see if we're going to face some big resistance. It will align perfectly with the golden pocket from this swing high that we had on, I believe it's last week's high, 4th of June. So if we go up, POC and golden pocket will be around here with the 50 EMA line coming in here. This is for today. If we're able to pump, watch carefully here. If we break out very strongly, then we might be heading up to 23. That may sound so far away, or even at least to recover last week's high. If we break last week's high, then you're looking at this zone, the 22.8 to 23.639, where you will also be faced with the 200 EMA coming at the top of this zone. And if you take a Fibonacci retracement from this high over here that we put around April, you will see that this zone is met by the POC in the middle with the golden pocket somewhere in the middle and 200 EMA. So your next zone, if we get a big insane pump, is this zone. I would say around the golden pocket would be a nice zone to come into, along with the 200 EMA, sorry about that, along with the 200 EMA coming down today or tomorrow maybe, or holding around here. So this is your next zone for a sell. For a buy, you are at the buy zone. However, you could fail, but you are at the buy zone. I have lower targets. I'm not telling you Solana is going to the moon. I'm telling you I have lower targets. I've spoken about them in depth in my Solana videos. You can go back and watch them. Some of them are long, some of them are short. Some live streams I speak about different crypto, and I speak about Solana. I have levels here. You can see them, 16.396, 12.318. We can go down to this zone. I had this zone since maybe December 2022, I think, between $5 to $7. But just be aware, this is tradable. You are in some sort of range, and I want to delete everything over here. Let me just delete everything to look at. Let's try and draw out a range. If you can get above the POC over here, then you're headed up to the value area high at around 24.8. You are still below the value area low 20.750. Now if I get rid of all these drawings that I have and indicators and look at a plain chart, am I in some sort of a range? You are in some sort of a wedge, I would say, more than a range. On the daily time frame, you have a high over here, you pull this down, you have a trend line. Trend lines are not magical lines. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. That's a fact. They don't always work out. They could break either way. Some are 50-50. Some patterns are 60-40 chances of to one side than the other. But if you look at this, you came up. You could say you came up. One touch here, we could say this is a correction. If it's a correction A, B, C, I would expect a D somewhere around here, then an E, and then a breakup. Now to confirm, is it a valid triangle? You look at the RSI and see if you can see a triangle in there. Can I see a triangle? No, on the RSI it's not. So I'll say that triangle is not valid in my opinion. And if I add volume, is volume declining with the triangle formation? Because you want volume to be declining as you move into the apex of the triangle. Volume. My volume is declining, yes. So TA would say volume is declining, you're approaching the apex, that's good, but we had some spike ups of volume. Looking at the PVRSA volume, which tells you the tick volume. So essentially, if you have very large volume at the lows, you would expect that it could be a reversal. If you could do a confluence with a stopping volume candle like this one, go to the 1 hourly, and if you get it at the highs, you would expect the same, a reversal to the other side. 15 minute, nothing's telling me that for the short term that we're going to reverse. You could draw a trend line, simple TA, just draw a trend line on a smaller time frame, 15 minute. This is your ascending trend line. If you break down, then you know. If you break it, then you could get into a retest on smaller time frames and expect a lower target for a scalp or even hold it for a swing. It's approaching the weekend. The last trading days of the week are treacherous. A lot of people get liquidated. If you look at the chart on the 15 minutes, your next zone of resistance is around 19.219, just looking at this wick, and you preceded by 19.115. So this is a zone of interest. You had a lot of buy orders coming in here. If we get there and we break it, you expect a flush out because you have a lot of interest over here at this price. for a buy order. But if you pull out a trend line again, a magic imaginary trend line, you could get resistance here. I'm not telling you we can't dump today, don't get it wrong, but I'm showing you the levels to the upside. To the downside, you have the 18,343 as immediate support. You lose that, I believe you have 17.5 followed by that $16 range that I showed you. Let me go back in the chart and bring back my drawings and indicators so I can show you those levels. There you go. You have 16.396. And if you want to go ultra bullish and say, okay, I'm going to go and say that we are going up, and this big move up was just a one, I'm waiting for a big two, and this from $9 or whatever level we were here, this was at around 7.7 to the high over here. We have the golden pocket coming in at around 15.18. 50% retracement was hit. If we break down, we might be coming to the 0.618. I hope you liked the update. If you did, hit the like, subscribe to the channel. More